Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1 of October-November 2002. So let's move on to question number 1. So express 17 over 40 as a percentage. So pretty easy. You just have to multiply by 100 for the percentage. So 0 cancels out. Divide by, let's try divide by 4. You'll have 4 here, 0. And then you will have remaining 1, you will have 2, remaining 2, 5. So 4.25 times 10, you will have 42.5. So 42.5% for the part A. Now part B, find the decimal number which is exactly halfway between this and this. So pretty easy, you have to add them first. 5.0, you will have 9.7. Then divide by 2 for exactly halfway. You'll have, this is 4, then you have 1 remaining. That will be 8, and you'll have 1 remaining here, 5. So 4.85 will be exactly halfway. So now question number 2, we have fraction, that is subtraction. So first step is to expand each other. So 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29 over 4, minus 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20 over 3. Now you can see that the base are different. We have to do the LCM. So multiply by each other, and then we cross multiply. So 3 times 29, so 29 times 3, that will be 27, and that will be 8, so 87 minus 80, that will be 7 over 12. That is for part A. Now part B, let's multiply this. So here we have 5, here we have 3. We can do 3 times 5 first, and times square root of 2 times square root of 2. So you'll have 8, sorry, this will be 15, so 15 times, so this one becomes 2, which will be 30. So your answer is 30 for part B. Now for part 3, we have factorized this equation. This one is a quad, so we have 2 brackets because it is x squared. So x here and x here. So 6 is 2 times 3, so we can write 3 and 2 here. For it to become minus 5, it needs to be minus 3 and minus 2. So that's how you factorize your equation. Now for part B, given that x is equal to 4 is a solution of this equation, find the value of c. So basically it means that if we say let f of x equal to this equation, x2 plus 3x plus c, right? So when something is equal to 4 is a solution, we say if f is equal to x equal to 4 here, it needs to become 0 for it to be the solution. Now let's equate. You will have 4 squared is 16 plus 12 plus c equal to 0. That will be 28 plus c equal to 0. So c will be minus 28. So minus 28 is your value of c. Now question number 4, we have each interior angle of a regular polygon is 150. So regular polygon means equal-sided polygon is 150. Find the number of sides of the polygon. So n is the number of sides. So for this we have to use a formula. So we know that the interior angle is 150. So how do you find this? We have to find n is the number of sides minus 2 times 180. This is the sum of all the angles inside this polygon. But when you divide by n, you get the size of one angle. That will be 150. Now we cross multiply, you will have n to this equal to 150n. Divide by 10 on both sides. Divide by 3, you will have 6, and you will have 5. Now we can expand. You will have 6n minus 12 equal to 5n. Let's continue here. You can bring 5n on one side. You will have 6n minus 5n equal to 12. So n will be 12. So number of sides is 12. Now question number 5, we have evaluate 15.05 divided by 0.5. So what you can do first, you can move one decimal place. If you move one, you have to move one here as well. So it becomes 150.5 divided by 5. So divide. You will have 30.1 as your answer, 30.1. Now for part B, the exchange rate between franc and the pounds is given by this. Okay, calculate the number of pounds received after exchanging 60 francs. So 2.4 franc is equal to 1 pound. So 60 franc will be 1 pound divided by 2.4 times 60. So you can divide by 6, you will have 10. 6, you will have 0.4. Divide by 4, you will have 0.1. You will have 2.5. Now if you move one decimal place, you have to move one here as well. So you will have 25 pounds. Now for question number 6, on a journey, a cyclist travels 1 km in X minutes. On a second journey, the cyclist travels for Y hours at the same average speed as the first journey. Find an expression in terms of X and Y for the number of kms he traveled on the second journey. So for the first journey, let's find his speed. So his speed is, it says 1 km in X minutes. So his journey per minute will be 1 divided by X km per minute. That will be his speed per average speed. Now it says travel for Y hours. So if you have to convert hours into minute, you have to multiply by 60. So you travel by 60 Y minutes. So this is only for now. We can see what can we do. What else? So at the same average speed, at this speed as the first journey, so number of kilometers he traveled on the second journey. So as we know, the equation will be, we know that speed is distance by time. You have to find distance will be speed times time. So speed is 1 over X km per minute times time is 60 Y. So that will be 60 Y over X km for the distance. So that will be your expression in terms of X and Y for the distance traveled. Now for part B, find the value of n. So let's simplify this. So t is t power 1 times t power 3 equal to t power n. So square root of t is t power half. You can just cross multiply. Oh, you don't need to do that. You can keep this one here so you can find the value of it. You can simplify this part. So t times t3, it is add, so that will be 1 plus 3 is 4. When you divide, you have to minus, so that will be this for now. And then here you will have t 3.5 equal to tn. Since the base are the same, you can just say 3.5 equal to n. N will be 3.5. Now question number 7, express as a product of its prime factors, we have these two numbers. Part 1, find the smallest integer k such that 198k is a perfect square. So pretty easy. So 198k is equal to 2 times 3 power 2 times 11 times k. So now to make this a perfect square, we have to multiply this number here by something. So this something needs to be 2 times 11 because we need to make them become power of 2 times 3, 2 and 11 power of 2 so that it can be a perfect square. So k will be 2 times 11, which is 22. Now part B, find the highest common factor of these two. So 198 is equal to 2 times 3 power 2 times 11, and 90 is equal to 2 times 3 power 2 times 5. So highest common factor is to see how many factors matches. So this one match, and that's it. So it will be 2 times 3 power 2, which is 2 times 9, that will be 18. Now question number 8, we have an article in a newspaper reported that the number of crimes has been reduced by half from 1991 to 2001. Okay, reduced by half, as you can see here. The article contained the bar chart shown here, the number of crimes committed. So in 1991 it was 1000, in 2001 it was 500. Explain why this bar chart might be misleading. So it's pretty easy. You can just say the reading shows something else, right? Because it's supposed to be half, but it shows something else. So bar chart is misleading because the reading, or you can say the number of crimes committed is, so in 2001 is reduced by more than half, than in 1991, because if you can see, if it was supposed to be reduced by half, it will be so it will be like this, because just that the length here it shows is different, because you don't understand really what's happening. The normal bar chart will start with a value of 0 here. It looks like it's basically reduced by more than half, because the reading seems to be reduced by more than half. That's why it's misleading. So it seems to be, because usually a bar chart would say 0, 100, 200, and not start with 400, so it looks more proportional to each other. In this case, that's why. So now part B, we have the histogram alongside shows the distribution of times taken by a group of students to travel to school. Now this is the histogram, and let's see what is the class width. That will be 5, 5, and here is 20. So it says 11 students took at least 5. Okay, we have this here. Complete the rest. So since we have the FT already, so how do you find FT? FT, we know it's frequency divided by class width. So here we have, for the first group, 0 to 5. If this one is what? So let's say 5 to 10, the FT was 11 divided by, so let's do 11 divided by 5. That will be what? That will be 2. Point. So 1, 2. So for this group, the FD is 2.2. 2.2 is here. So how would you read this? This will be, we have 1 square, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 squares is equal to 2.2. How about this one? This one is just 1. Sorry, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and a half. So 5 and a half is equal to 2.2. Now here we have 1, 2, 2 and a half. So what does 2 and a half equal to? So 2 and a half squares will be 2.2 divided by 5.5 times 2.5. Let's see what's the value for FT on this part. So you can divide by 11. You will have, sorry, I mean, let's move 1 decimal place here first and 1 here, so we can divide by 11. That will be 2, that will be 5. And if you divide by 5, that will be 1, that will be 0.5. So 2, that will be 1. So for this one, it will be 1. And so FD is 1. So the frequency will be class width. Class width here is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. Now for the last one, 1 square, what is the value here? So let's find some space. So same method. 1 square will be 2.2 divided by 5.5 times 1, that will be 2 over 5 for the value of frequency density. Now you use the formula here, which is equal to F is, we don't know F, so let's find a space, let's write it here. So using this equation, we know FD is 2 over 5 equal to frequency we don't know over the class width, which is 20. So F will be 20 times 2 over 5, which will be 8. So this is 8. That will be question number 8. So the temperature at 9 a.m. is -4, and the temperature at 3 p.m. is 14. Find the difference between the two temperatures. So pretty easy. We'll take 14 minus 4, minus becomes plus, that will be 18 degrees. Now part B, assuming that the temperature rises at a steady rate, find the temperature at 3:13, which is at 1 p.m. right? So let's do that calculation. So how many hours is between 3 p.m. and 9? So let's find out. So 3 p.m. and 9 a.m. how many hours are there in between? You will have 6 hours. So basically we say that for it to move by 18 degrees, it has to last 6 hours. So 6 hours equal to 18 degrees of movement. Now, for it to become 1 p.m. from 9, let's see how many hours we need. From 9, so this is 0, 0, 13, that will be 4 hours. So for 4 hours, it would move by how many degrees? We'll have to do 18 divided by 6 times 4. That will be 3, that will be 12. So it will move by 12 degrees. So the temperature at this time will be -4 plus 12, that will be, so -4 plus 12 degrees of movement, that will be 8 degrees. So it will be 8 degrees Celsius. So part 2, the time when the temperature is 12.5 degrees Celsius. So let's do the same method here. So for it to move from -4 to 12.5, how much must it move by? So let's do that. So 12.5 minus 4, that will be, you must have moved by should be minus 4, sorry, so minus 4, right, because it's -4 already. So that will give me, so 8.5, right, 8.5 degrees Celsius. So it moves by 8.5. So we have to use the same thing here, which is, we know that it moves by 18 degrees Celsius for 6 hours, right? So now 8.5 will be 6 divided by 18 times 8.5. 1, 3, divide 3. You will have 2. 2 will remain. And you will have what? So that will be 8. Zero, 1, and you'll have 3. So 1 over 3, it will keep going on, right? So basically, let's write this better. Let's bring this here. So we have this fraction we have to solve. So 6 over 18 times 8.50, based on this difference, right? Oh, we have to plus, mistake again. Plus, that will be 16.5. Mistake. So 16.5 is the temperature that it needs to rise. So mistake here, 16.5. Now we can try solving this. That will be 1. That will be 3. So that will be 3 times 5. That will be 1 here. That will be 5 here. So 5.5. So 5.5 hours it will take to become this temperature. So now let's find the time. The time will be 9 plus 5.5, that will be 14 and 30. That will be the time at which the temperature becomes this. Now, number 10 we have, a sum of money is divided into a ratio of 4 to 3. The larger part is 7.2, find the smaller part. So pretty easy. The larger part here is 4 is equal to 7.2. So the smaller part is 3. So 3 will be 7.2 divided by 4 times 3. Simplify, you will have what? So here you have 1 in 7, 1 in 4, so you have 3 remaining, 32. That will be 8, 0. So you have to do 1.8 times 3, which is 5.4. The smaller part is 5.40 for this one. Now for part B, express the ratio of 700 grams to 1.75 kg in its lowest term. Give you answer in terms of m and n, where they are integers. So the first thing we have to convert is this. You can see this is grams and this is kg. So let's first convert everything to grams. You will have 1750 grams. Grams goes away. 0, 0 cancel. Divide by 5, you will have, that will be 14. And this will be what? Divide by 5, you will have, so 3, 2, 5, 35. Divide by 7, you will have 2, and that will be 5. So that will be your ratio, 2 to 5. Question number 11. Find part 1, the missing sequence of the missing number in this sequence. So you have 1. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So 6 plus 4 will be 10. So the 7th term in a sequence whose nth term is given by this. So 7th nth term is given by this. So 7th term pretty easy. That will be 3 times 7 minus 1 will be 21 minus 1, which is 20. Now part C, an expression in terms of n for the nth term of this sequence. So as you can see, every term is increasing by a constant 4. So you write down 4n for now. Now you know that the first term is equal to 5, but if you replace n here, 4 times 1, which is the first term, equals to 4. So 4 and n, 4 and the first term are different, but how can you make this one become 5? You have to add 1. So you add 1 here, and this will be your nth term. So 4n plus 1. Now question number 12. The population of Europe is given by this, and Asia is given by this. The mean mass of the population is approximately 62 kg. Okay, mean mass, the mass, mean mass. So how do you find mean already? Mean you have to find by taking the sum of the mass dividing by the population. Right. Now part 1, giving you answers in standard form, estimate the total mass of Europe. So pretty easy. Total mass, you will have to take the population times the mean. Population will be 7.0 times 10 power 8 times the mean, which is 62. So 7 times 62, so 62 times 7, that will be 14, that will be 43. So 4 times 10 power 8, which becomes 4.34 times 10 power 10. That will be the total mass for the Europe. Now for part 2, how many more people live in Asia than in Europe? So pretty easy, you have to minus. Asia is 3.5 times 10 power 9 minus 7.0 times 10 power 8. Now since the powers are different, we cannot minus directly, we have to change the powers. So we send 1 0 over here, you will have 35 times 10 power 8 minus 7 times 10 power 8. So now the powers are the same, you can minus them. 35 minus 7, you will have 28 times 10 power 8. So it will be 2.8 times 10 power 9. Now for part B, we have express the population of Europe as a percentage of that of Asia. So pretty easy. So you take the population of Europe, which is 7.0 times 10 power 8, divided by that of Asia, which is 3.5, times 10 power 9, times 100 for the percentage. So that goes away. You have 1 here. Divide by, let's move 1 0 here. Have to move 1 as well. Divide by 35, you have 2. So 2 times 100, you have 200. Divide by 10, that is 20%. 20% will be the percentage of the population. Now, question number 13, we have the region R is defined by 4 inequalities. That's the region R given to us. Now, 2 of these are x is less than 4, so less than 4, and x plus y is more than 5. So label the lines first. This line is x plus y equal to 5, and this line is x equal to 4. So now as you can see, we're missing 2 more lines. The other line will be this line. What is the equation of this line? And we have also this line. This is simple. This line is just y equal to 2. It needs to be above this line, so you write down y more than 2. And then what else? We have to find this line. So for this line, let's find the equation. Let's take 2 points. We're going to take 1 point here and take 1 point here. So this point is 1, 2, and this point is 5, 6. So what is the gradient? We have m equal to 6 minus 2 over 5 minus 1, which is 4 over 4, which is 1. And the equation will be y minus 2 over x minus 1. You take this point, right? This is your x and y. So y minus 2, x minus 1 equal to 1. That becomes y minus 2 equal to x minus 1. So y becomes x plus 1. Okay, so now this is this line. It is below this line, so it will be x less than equal x plus, y. That will be question 13. Now, question 14, in the Venn diagram here, shade this region, A union B. So A union B intersecting with C. Here will be this one right here. Now, part B, we have all 30 students in the class study at least one of the 2 subjects, history and geography. Twice as many study history as geography. Okay. 8 students only study geography. By drawing a Venn diagram, otherwise, find the number of students who study both geography and history. So by drawing a Venn diagram here, so we are trying to find out this number we don't know. Let's call this one x. So one thing we can do here is we know that everyone, so everything together is 30 students, everyone together. Now at least one, so basically we don't have anyone outside, everyone must be inside. So let's call this one history, this one geography. So we have to use this information here. 8 students study only geography, so 8 study only geography. Okay, so twice as many study history as geography. So let's see how many study geography. Okay, mistake here. This is geography will be here and not here. This is history. So the number of students study geography will be 8 plus x. Twice as many study history, so twice as many times 2. That will be 16 plus 2x. Right. So history. So by drawing a Venn diagram or otherwise, find the number of students who study both. So since this big one equal to 16 plus 2x, so here only this set equals to 16 plus 2x minus x, that will be 16 plus x. So now we can form an equation, since we know that every one together is 30. So 16 plus x plus 8 equal to 30. That will become 2x plus, that will be 24 equal to 30. So 2x will be 6, x will be 3. So we're trying to find this value x, which is 3. Now question 15. We have the table below shows the number of children living in a house on the road. So part 1, find the modal number of children. Modal has a maximum frequency, that will be here. So value is 1. Find the median. As you know, median will be half. So this, we have to add everything to find the frequency. So 10 plus 9, 19, plus 1 is 20. So we have to do 20 plus 1, that will be 21 divided by 2, that will be 10.5 element. So this becomes 10th. So we know that before 10.5 we have 10, after we have 11, so we have to find the average of the 10th and 11th element. So this is 10th element here, so 3 plus 7 is 10, 10 is 1, 11th will be 2, add them up and divide by 2 for the average, you'll have 1.5. So the median is 1.5. Now find the mean. Mean you have to find, multiply these two to find the number of children, the total number of children for each house. This becomes 0, 7, 10, 12, 0, 0, 6. You have to plus everything for the total number. You have to, so this is 17, plus 12 is 29, 29 plus 5 is 20, plus 6, 25. So the mean is a sum, 25 divided by number of houses. That becomes, divided by 2 you have 10, divided by 2 you have 12.5, divided by 10 you have 1.25. So 1.25 will be the mean value. Now question number 16, part A, we have two matrices here. Find A minus 2B. A will be 5 minus 2, 3, 0. Minus 2 times B will be 2, 6, 4 minus 6, right? Now we have 1 by 1, so 5 minus 2 is 3. This is minus 3. This is minus 6, and this will be 6. That's the first part. And for A inverse, as always, we have to find the determinant of A. So we have to cross multiply 0 times 5 minus 2 times 3. Become 0 minus become plus, equal to 6. Now for the adjoint matrix of A, we have to switch their positions. 0 become here, 5 becomes here. Then the sign will be 2 minus 3. So now finally for A inverse, it will be 1 over determinant, which is 1 over 6, times the adjoint matrix. Minus 3 and 5. There you go. Now question 17, we have f of x equal to 3x plus 7. Find part 1, f of minus 2. So we have to replace the value of x by minus 2. That will become 3 times minus 2 plus 7. That will be minus 6 plus 7, which is 1. Now inverse of x, first step is to let y equal to f of x, which is this. Then we have to make x the subject of formula, so x will be y minus 7 divided by 3. So from that we have f inverse of x. It is in terms of x, we have to change y to x, becomes this. Now part C, find the value of x for which we have this equation. So f of x is equal to 3x plus 7. Inverse will be x minus 7 over 3. So we cross multiply, you will have 9x plus 21 equal to x minus 7. So we send x over here, you'll have 8x equal to minus 7 minus 21, which is minus 28. So x will be minus 28 divided by 8. So divide by 2, you have 4. You have minus 14 divided by 2 again, you have 2. You have minus 7 divided by 2, you have minus 3.5. So value of x will be minus 3.5. Now question 18, we have a circle. So it says TB is a tangent to the circle center O, so that's the tangent. We know that tangent to the radius will be 90. This needs to be 90. But also this is also 90 here, because it is angle over a semicircle over the diameter, so it has to be 90 as well. Anyways, let's move on to the next part here. We have this angle is 22, and what else do we know? So part 1, use letters in the diagram to name the two right angles. So first right angle is OBT. So OBT, and then the other one will be ABC. So the first one is this one because it is the point at which this tangent touches the circle, and this is the point joining with the radius. That's why it's 90. That's the first reason. And for ABC, because we know that AC is the diameter, and triangle over the diameter, it has to be 90. So that's the reason why. Now for part B, we have OAB. We have to find this angle here. So how would you find angle OAB? So let's observe what do we have in this case. So pretty easy. As you can see, this is let's take out the triangle OBT. It's a right angle triangle. This is 90. This is 22. So this will be 90 minus 22. So 90 minus 22. That will be 68. So 68 will be this one, right? If this is 68, this will be angle half the angle at center. That will be 34. So 34 will be the first one. And then ABT, so this big angle here. So since this one is the radius, this is also the radius, this angle here will be the same as this one, which is 34. So this is 90 plus 34, so 90 plus 34, that will be 124. Now for part 3, BDC, B is here, D is here, C is here. So BDC will be angle on the same arc, on the same segment BC. So it will go to the same as this one, which is 34 as well. That is question 18. Now moving on to question 19, we have the force of attraction between two magnets is F newtons. This force is F is inversely proportional to the square of the distance, okay, between the two magnets. That's the equation that we have from that information. Now part A, when the magnets are a certain distance apart, the force is 10 newtons. What is the force when this distance is doubled? So let's write down the formula. We don't need to write it down, but if you know by logic, you will know the answer already. But if you want to do it step by step, you can use a formula. So it says, when the magnets, so we don't know D, let's say D is equal to C, the value of F will be equal to 10. As we know, the equation is equal to F equal to K over D square. So we replace this, find the value of K. K will be 10 C square. From this, write back the formula will be F equal to 10 C square over D square. Now question is to say, what is the force? Find the value of F when this distance is doubled. So if D is equal to 2C, find the value of F. So same thing, use this formula now. F become 10C square divided by 2C square. That becomes 10C square divided by 4C square. That will be 2.5. Value of F will be 2.5. So that's part 1. Part B, write down a formula connecting F, D, and a constant K. So it will be this one. F equal to K over D square. Now part 2, when the magnets are 3 centimeters apart, the force is 2N. So write this down. So when D is equal to 3 f is equal to 2. So according to that, f is equal to k d square. Replace in this equation, you have 2 equal to k over d square is 9. So value of k will be 18. So that is my equation. So f equal to 18 over d square. So find the force, find the value of f when they are 5 centimeters apart. So 18 divided by 5 square, which is 25 square. So you can multiply by 4 here and 4 here as well. That will be 100. So 18 times 4, let's see what we have. That will become 32, 7. So it becomes 72 divided by 100, that will be 0.72. That will be the answer for part 2. Now, question 20, we have this speed time graph of a car's journey. Part 1, find the speed when t equal to 6. T equal to 6 will be, this is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be here. Find the speed, so find the corresponding value. You have to show your work for the full mark, so make sure that you draw the lines and show how you receive your answer. This will be 15 for part A. Now for part B, it says the acceleration when t equal to 6. So acceleration is just since we have a speed time graph, acceleration is the gradient of the triangle. So triangle here we have 10, and then the base is 10, the height is what? The height is 25. So pretty easy. Gradient will be height by base will be 2.5. So 2.5 is the acceleration. So now part C, the distance traveled in the first 20 seconds. So let's see. So first 20 seconds, as we know, the distance traveled is basically the area on the graph, and this area here is area of a trapezium. So the base length is 0 to 20, that will be 20, and here is 10 to 20, that will be 10. So the height in between will be 25. So we have everything to find the area of this trapezium. So half times sum of both sides, you will have 10 plus 20, and times the height in between, which is 25. So simplify, you will have half. This is 30, and this is 25. That will be 15 times 25. So let's do it one by one. So 15 times 25, what do we have? 5 times 5 is 25. That will be 7. Now 0. That will be 10. That will be 3. 5, 7, 3. So your answer here, distance traveled will be 375 meters. Now for the last part, it says find the value of t when the retardation is the greatest. So the value of t we have to find when the retardation here is the greatest. So greatest is when the gradient is the steepest. So when is the gradient the steepest? You have to verify. This is not too bad. So here, 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 here. But this one here, as you can see, as you approach on this line, it is the steepest. Sort of, right? This, the here and here. So you have two options. Let's see which one is the steepest. So actually here will be the steepest. When they change direction, it will be about here. That's where the will be steepest. So how do you know? It's because, as you can see, when this is decreasing and it changed direction to this side. So at this point where it changed direction, it has to be the steepest. It will be on this point. So what is this point here? That will be between this one. So this is 25 and this is 26, 27. No, so I have actually 26 is here, 27 is here, it's 27. So in between we have 26, but 26.5. So time will be 26.5. Question number 21, we have simplified this one. So let's expand. We have 2e plus 3f minus 2e minus 2f. This one goes away, you will have f remaining. So part B, solve the inequality. We have a minus 2 less than, expand this one, you have 20 minus 4a. So what do we have here? Let's bring this one over here. 4 plus, a 1 plus 4 will be 5a less than 22. A will be less than 22 divided by 5. Okay, now part C, solve this equation. So here we have x as the subject of formula already, so let's replace x in the other fraction, other equation. You have 4x, 2y plus 11 plus 3y equal to 0. Expand, you will have 8 plus 44 plus 3y equal to 0. Now 8 plus 3 will be 11 equal to minus 44. Y will be minus 4. Now going back to here, first one, x equal to 2 times y, which is this, plus 11. That will be minus 8 plus 11. That will be 3. So that will be part C. Now moving on to question 22, 3 stops. We have A, B, and C are such that B is 800 meters due south of A, and C is 1600 meters from B on the bearing of 120. So this is given to us, AB, BC. Now it says a map is being drawn on a scale of 1 centimeter to 200 meters. So that's the scale that we have, 1 to 200 meters. The positions of A, B, and C are drawn below. Another stop, shop D, is 120 meters from C on a bearing of 57. Okay, so 120, 1200 should be what? So divide by 200, that should be 6 centimeters from the point C on a bearing of 57. So let's draw from the point C. Let's draw the vertical line, and then it needs to have a bearing of 57. Should be about here. This will be the length of 6 centimeters. Should be in this direction, so we'll stop right here. That's your point D. Okay, part 1 done. Now part B. A new shop is built. First condition, equidistant from B and C, so we have to find the perpendicular bisector of line BC. So B and C. So let's do that. So first let's go to your point C. Draw an arc upside and down. And now go to your point B with the same distance. Intersect the first two arcs. And here. As you can see, we have 2 points of intersection. One is here and one is here. So join them together, you'll have your bisector of the line BC. Okay, and number 2, nearer to BC than to BA. So we have B and B here common, so it has to be the bisector of angle B. So where's angle B? Is here. So basically we have to bisect the angle B exactly by half. So you go to your point B, you measure distance on this line, cut, and this line as well. So here we have 2 points of intersection, this and this. So you go on this point with the same distance, you draw an arc inside here, and then you go to this point, intersect the arc. So here you have a point of intersection. This will be joining to point B to form the bisector of angle B. That's your condition number 2. Now number 3 says at least 1200 meters from C, which is actually, based on the scale, it should be 6 centimeters from C. So from C has to be a distance of 6. It will be an arc of radius 6 centimeters. So measure 6 and go to your point C and draw this arc. Okay, that is your condition number 3. So it needs to be at least, so more than this arc. So question here it says, by constructing the 3 loci, 1, 2, 3, find when the sharp wall could be built and label the extreme positions S and P. So let's see one by one the conditions. They say it has to be on the line, on this line. That's the first condition. It has to be closer to BC than to BA. So it has to be on this side, but it has to be on this line. Okay. And the last one is it has to be at least 12 millimeters from C. So here we have 2 positions. So one will be this point, because it has to be on this line, and it has to be on this point. Extreme position has to be this and this. That's the point S, and that's the point P. Extreme positions for the sharp. So here we don't have to measure SP, so we just label them, and that should be enough. Now, moving on to question number 23. The diagram below shows 3 triangles, A, B, and C. As you can see here, we have 3 triangles. Now, it says describe fully the transformation which maps A onto first one, B. So A onto B. So this one, the size is the same. It is not an enlargement. It's very clear it should be a reflection in this line. The line y equal to 4. So pretty easy, this one. So it is a reflection in the line y equal to 4. So you have to write this and this for your 2 marks. Now for number 2, it says describe which one from A to C. So how does A goes to C? So as you can see, the size is the same, so it will not be an enlargement. In this case, it shows that the direction has changed, so it will not be translation, it can only be a rotation. So now the next question is, where is the center of rotation? So I don't like to usually it's very easy to say, oh, it's 0, 0, but most cases you have to check because you don't know where it is, and that might lead to mistakes. So what I like to do is I would like to connect the corresponding points. So this point became this point, so I'll connect them. So just 2 of the points is fine. So this is the first point, and then we have this point became this point. So okay, here we go, same thing. So now what I do is I like to draw the perpendicular bisector of each of the lines. So let's do one by one. I will do this one first. So let's see what we have for this one. So it's not long enough. Okay, here we go. So you have to measure distance which is more than halfway, and then on both sides, right and left, and then you go to this point, intersect on each side. Okay, so here you have this point and this point of intersection. That will be your first line of the that will be your perpendicular bisector of the line, this point and this point, right? So that's the first one. Should be in between those 2. And then we have to do this one as well. So this point became this point. So the same process. You go to one of the points, and then you draw a bisector on this one, and arc on this side as well. Okay, and then you go to this point and see where it intersects the arc. Okay, at this point. now here we have 2 points of intersection. One is here and one is here. So let's see where it goes. So this one intersects this point at the point here. So the point where these two lines intersect, you see this one goes here, this one goes here, they intersect at this point. This is the point 1 minus 1. So this is the point of your center of rotation. So that's how you find your center of rotation, by doing those two lines. So you can be sure that this is your correct answer. So let's write this down. So now for the angle of rotation, it's pretty clear that it is. So the corresponding point, this is one point. It became this point. It seems to be 90, so it's pretty clear about the center of rotation in that case. So let's write this down. So it is a rotation 90 degrees clockwise about center. So we have found that the center is not 0, 0, but it is 1 minus 1. So you have to be careful for this question to find the correct center. Now for part B, it says triangle A is mapped onto triangle D by a transformation represented by this matrix. So draw and label the triangle D. So at first sight, you should know this one is an enlargement with scale factor -2, but that's okay. You don't need to know that. You need to know M, matrix times object, equal to image. So matrix is given to us as -2, 0, 0, -2. Image will be of A. Sorry, object will be A. So A, what is the points of A? We have this point, which is 2, 1. This point is 3, 1. And this one is 2, 3. Now let's find the image. So this will be -4, -6, -4. And you have -2, -2, and -6. Okay, this is the image of A under this transformation. So let's plot this down. So -4, -2, that will be here. -6, -2, that will be here. -4, -6, that will be here. So just join the points and label this triangle as triangle D for the question, part B. And that is only for 2 marks. Okay, label D. That's done. Now let's move on to the next question. This one is the last question, I believe. Yep, last question of this paper. So it says a rectangular piece of card measures 20 centimeters by 14, so 20 by 14. Squares of side X are cut from the 4 corners and the card is folded to make an open box, as you can see here. Now, from what you can see, if this is X, this is X, this will be what? This will be 14 minus 2X. If this is 20 and this is X, that will be 20 minus 2X. So question here is to find, show that the volume V of the box, this box, is given by this. So how do you find volume of a cuboid? Volume is length times width times height, right? So that will be, length is this one, which is 20 minus 2X, times width. Width is 14 minus 2X, and times height. Height is X. So now you can simplify. Let's take out 2 from this one. You will have 2 outside. That will be 10 minus X. And this one, there will be 2 as well. 2 outside, 7 minus X. You'll have X here. If you simplify, you will have 4X, 10 minus X, and 7 minus X. This is the same as this, so you write shown as this. That is part 1. Now part 2, it says you are asked to find the value of X which produced the greatest volume of the box. You should use the table here, and the grid to help you in your investigation. So let's use this table first. So we have to find the corresponding value of V for each value of X. As we know, V is equal to 4X, 10 minus X, and 7 minus X. So if X equal to 0, V will be So 4 times, so anything times 0 will be 0. If v equal to 1, it will be 4 times 9 times 6. Right. So in this paper, we cannot use a calculator. You have to do one by one. So 5 times 6 is 54. So 4 times 54 will be what? So you have to do one by one here. So 54 times 4. That will be 6. And that will be 21. So 216 will be the first value. Now for 2, that will be 8. And that will be 8 as well. And that will be 5. So 64 times 5. 64 times 5, that will be 20. 32. So 320 will be this value here. Now for the next one, it is 3. That will be 12. That will be 7. That will be 4. So we know that 7 times 4 is 28. So 12 times 28. So let's do this here. So 12 times 28. 2 times 8 is 16. That will be 9. 0. That will be 4. And that will be 2. So 6, 3, 3. So 336. So as you can see, the value keeps going up, so you have to continue finding the next value. As long as the value keeps going up, you have to keep doing that. So here we have 4, that will be 16 times 6 and times 3. Right. So that will be 16 times 18. So 16 times 18. That will be, so here we have 48. That will be 12. 0, 6, 1, 8, 8, 2. So the value has gone down. So what I like to do is I like to find the next few values so we can plot the curve properly on this graph. So let's find 5. That will be 20. That will be 5. And that will be 2, which is 10 times 20. That will be 200. Okay, so now we can try to plot the graph. So this is the volume V. V is here. So let's start with here. That will be 100. That will be 200. That will be 300. And that will be 400. So the first value here we have is 0, 0. So that's the first point, 0, 0. Then we have 1, 216. That will be about here. Then we have 2, 320. That will be here. Then we have 3, 336. That will be. So we have 1, 2, 3, 36. That will be about here. And then we have 4, 288. 288 will be about here. And then we have 5, 200. So now when you plot the graph, you have to make it as smooth as possible continuously, right? So this point joins to this one. So many mistakes people will do is they will join this one directly with this one, but it would not be smooth. It has to be smooth as possible. So it has to go up to a maximum point and then go down, right? So it should be smooth as possible. So in that case, the maximum volume will be at this point here. So this point will be, you have to use a ruler to find the corresponding value of x. So the point that I have for me will be about here, which is, so this is 2, 2.6, 2.7. My x value is 2.7. So the main point is that it will not be 3. It will not be this, because on the table is the highest value. It will not be this. This will not be your highest value, but it will be between 2 something and 3. So that will be your highest value for this part B. But you have to show your work for this and this to get your full marks. Okay, that will be question 34. I hope that was somewhat helpful. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon.